Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. For today, let's take an in-depth look at the new Omni unit that just got released yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago. This time, let's take a look into this unit, Malef. First things first. Okay, let's take a look at her design. I mean him. Honestly, I thought this guy was a chick and in the beginning, but turns out I was wrong. And now, taking a look at his design, I don't really like his design. It looks really weird, especially when he does not have a body on his body. It's actually just a sphere, and this guy looks really much like a jester. It kinda reminds me of Shaco from League of Legends. But yeah, even his 7 stars or his Omni form looks, I don't really like it. And next, let's take a look at his lore. Okay, this is his lore. So this is the idle animation, attack animation. It looks really weird and not proportional because since he doesn't have that main body of his movement looks really wrong here. But I don't know, maybe you guys like it. And this is the lore. You guys can read it up for yourself after this. And now let's take a look at his Omniform lore and animation. Alright, so actually a lot of changes from the 7 stars, especially the hair on his head and the fire lion thing that comes out of his circle on his left and right side here. So this is actually the idle and attack animation. This is attack actually. And now this is the lore. And as usual, you guys can check it out for yourself after this. Next up is his BB, SBB, and UBB attack animation. Oh, seems like I was wrong. So next up is actually his evolution material. So here is his evolution material. It's kind of good since you don't really need those legend stones for the evolution, so you don't have to work on that merit points of yours. All you need to do is farm for these materials, and these materials are really easy to get. So yep, hassle free, except for the cell and karma, of course. And next up is his status. So this will be the status from his Lord, Anima, Breaker, Guardian, and Oracle, and also the max imp. Nothing really special here. His max imps are the standard ones for an Omni unit. Nothing really higher than the normal ones or lower than the normal ones. It's all standard. And for the best type, I think since it's really not much about what type you must get now, but still, I think the best one for this guy would be Anima or Breaker. I mean Guardian. So Anima or Guardian. Breaker is not really that bad here as well, since the defense is still pretty high for a breaker type. Oracle still okay, Lord standard one, so it doesn't really matter much. If you got the unit, then it's good enough already. So alright, now let's take a look at his animation on BB, SBB, and UBB. As requested by you guys, I will turn on the effects on battle effects here, so it might be a little laggy, but at least it can still show you guys the animation and all that fireworks effect on his animation. So first of all, let's begin with the Brave Burst effect. So here we go, BB. And there it is. There it is, a lot of infliction, and the damage pretty much okay, I guess. Well, I'd like to remind you guys again, this is not about the damage I am testing for. I just wanted to show you guys the animation effect. So that was the Brave Burst. And now, Super Brave Burst. Here we go. I think it's going to be kind of hard to spark with this guy, since there are a lot of gaps and it's kind of slow, but we'll see about that later. I will test this guy out for something as well. Now, Ultimate Brave Burst. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Yep, there's still a lot of gaps on his attacks, and it doesn't really evenly cast it. So yep, I think it's going to be a bit hard to spark with this guy. And the animation is not really that good anyways, but we'll judge about that later on. Next up is his BB, SBB, and UBB details. Okay, here we are. First up is always his normal attack. So normal attack is at 9 hits and it will produce 5 BC per hit. So 45 BC produced in one normal attack. It's not really that high, but not that bad as well. So it's pretty much okay. And now leader skill. So this guy will boost your defense and max HP by 50%. That is pretty okay. And probable random status ailment infliction. I will also include all the details right there, and you guys can read it for yourself. So there is a difference between the infliction chance for certain status ailments, and also this guy will boost your BB gauge when attacked from the leader skill. The BB fill is 4 to 7. I'd like to say this leader skill is just meh, I think. Aside from the good HP boost and defense boost on the first part, it's pretty okay. But random status infliction on the leader skill, it's only usable in some certain places like Gradance or Gradance. But for a lot of raids, this one will come in handy. This one will be really useful for raid. Now let's take a look at his extra skills. So more damage against status afflicted foes at 100% boost. I think this is 100% more damage from the attack. I'm not really sure how this works. And also he will have a heal effect when damage is taken. The chance on healing is 25%, from 20 to 25% of the damage you take. It's not really that bad, but not much on the damage department unless you have the enemy inflicted with a status. And before we go criticize about this thing, let's take a look at his BB. So his BB has a 13 hits AoE, not that much, and also a probable random status ailments infliction. This one's only for this unit only, so this is not a buff. The status infliction chance is pretty high. It's at 75%, so this will be really good for raid, since you will need all these status infliction on a lot of body parts of the bosses. So this is really good. And he also has a instant BB fill on the BB. The fill is 8 BC, so it's, yeah, this guy is usable. This guy is usable. So in places where you got your BB gauge drain, or there are certain places that won't let you have those BB fill or BC drop resistance, this is really useful. However, the BB mod is the standard one. It's at 370%, not that high, and BC produced from this Bravers is the same, so it's 1 by 1. It's 13 BC. The BC cost is pretty high. It's at 27 BC, but still manageable with anything in the game. So it's pretty much just okay. And now Super Brave Burst. 17 hits, AoE fire attack. And this one has a buff for your squad for the status infliction thing on the enemy. Oh no, sorry, it's not. And also a probable status ailments counter for 3 turns. This is pretty good. You can check the status infliction chance on that side. I'll put everything on that side so you guys can read it for yourself. So this one actually is pretty good. So it has a status infliction by attacking and also a counter. This is really useful, especially for Gratans, like I said before, and a lot of raids as well. And I'm kinda happy that another fire unit has this kind of effect. So this guy will have a buff for your squad for BB fill when attacked. It will fill 4 to 7 BC. It's pretty good. but I wonder why there are a lot of red units that have this same kind of effect, not on other elements. Other elements also need this kind of thing, and it's kinda stressful to find sometimes. And this is actually a good thing since this guy is a male, so you guys, if you don't have Kulyuk or Atro, you guys can use this guy for the male frontier gate. Yeah, it's a good thing those male units have more option now, besides the ladies. BB modifier on this SBB is at 580%. It's pretty standard. The BC produced from the SBB is 1 by 1, so it's the same. It's 17 BC. The BC cost is pretty high. It's at 30 BC. So in total, it's going to be 57 BC, BB and SBB. And now Ultimate Brave Burst. So this one has a 21 hit AoE fire attack on all foes. It's massive, by the way, so it's supposed to have huge damage. This one will also have a random status element infliction to enemies from the attack. This one will have a chance on applying by 100%, so everything will be there if those enemies can take it. So it's actually nice that we have another option to do those breaking barriers trial now. Yep, this one. And it will also boost the damage against those who got that status infliction. I mean status afflicted for 3 turns. And the boost on this is 300%. I really think this one is counted from the attack, so your attack times 3. It's pretty good actually. So you can kill Gratens and Owen in a lot faster time than before. And also damage taken enormously boosts BB gauge for 3 turns. This one will boost your BB gauge by 50 per attack. It's pretty standard nowadays. We have a lot of units that can do this. So from what I see from the leader skill up to the Ultimate Brave Burst, this guy, with just those, he looks really just plain standard. However, I think he will be really good for raids and some trials. He's not bad, he's usable for anything actually. But let's take a look at his enhancements. Maybe that will bring something special to him. So okay, turns out I was wrong. His enhancements actually make this guy really special. So if you see the last 6 parts on his enhancements, if you take everything here, you will have an option to have a 6 elemental buff from this guy. So this is really good. He will also have that 20% boost to defense and max HP, which is pretty good. And defense boost relative to how low HP remaining is. This one is not really that good, since if you have a 100% HP, I mean 99% of your HP loss, so it's not how high your remaining HP is. So the lower your HP, you will have more defense, but the most defense that you can get is only 50%. And this is really achievable by just having boost or buffs on defense. So I think this is not good. And you can make this guy like Asami, so you'll have this buff. For every status afflicted enemies, you will have more damage done to them. This one is at 100% boost, so this one's not really bad. And you can also make this guy have a BB gauge regen effect for 3 turns by taking this one for 20 skill points for 8 BC per turn for 3 turns. This is pretty good. And you can also add the effect from his BB. So this one at 30 skill points, you will have the same random status ailment infliction for himself on his SBB and UBB. Don't really think this is useful though. You can just try to alternate between his BB and SBB to have the same effect. So I guess this is not really that good. It's 75% chance on applying, but still, I don't really need this in a lot of cases, just in a few cases. Well, so far this guy is pretty good, and now let's take a look at his builds. This is build number 1, and I think this is the build that I will take for him. So By taking this build, I think I will have 10 skill points remaining, but what I really wanted to take on this build is all the elemental buffs that he has. So from fire to water, earth, thunder, light, and dark, I will take them all, and that will cost me 80 skill points already, and I don't really need the rest. I just want to take the 10 skill points, which is 20% boost to defense and max HP. So that is my first build. I will take it right now, I think. So yeah, I will have this 10 skill points hanging over. So okay, 10% defense max HP, and I don't really need the defense boost on how low remaining HP is. I can easily get that from spheres and other buff from other units. And I will take everything here for the elemental buffs. So I don't really need to bring Elenon anymore, or I can swap Arc if I don't need to bring him. Especially if this one turns out to be better on sparking. Earth, Thunder, and I will also take the light and dark elements after this. Actually, this guy made me think about summoning more for him, since I will show you guys on the second build for him after this why I wanted to have another one of this guy. So yep, this is the first build that I take, and I have 10 skill points remaining. I can't take anything else for now. So now I'll show you guys the build number 2 for this guy. So what you want to take on this build is actually, if you still want to use Sirius or Krantz for the dark and light elemental buffs, you can skip on the dark and light elements from this enhancement. So what you will take is the fire, water, earth, and thunder, only 4 elements, and that will only cost you 40 skill points, and you still have 60 skill points left. And since I still want to take these 10 skill points, which will boost his defense and max HP by 20%, I will take that one. So I will have spent 50 skill points by now. I only have 50 skill points. And what I will take is, since I don't really like the defense boost on how low remaining HP is, what I will take is the 30 skill points, which will add this buff, this more damage against status afflicted foes for 3 turns. This is really good. So I will only have 20 skill points left, and I don't have any other choices to take besides the add enormous BB gauge boost for 3 turns. So that's it. That's the 100 skill points spent already. And if I really get my second Malef for this, I will take this build. And now my thoughts on this unit. This unit seems to be pretty standard from his skill sets on leader skill, BB, SBB, and UBB. However, his enhancements make this unit really good. So having an option to have 6 elemental buffs or only the elemental buffs that you need is really nice. And elemental buffs are really, I think, one of my most favorite buffs in the game, since it will help you get a lot more better damage on anything. As for the usefulness of this guy, I think this guy may be replaced by a lot of units like Asami, Kolyuk, or even Arc. But if you don't have any of those 3 units, this guy can be your go-to guy, since he has almost everything those 3 units have. This unit is actually not bad, but he has some replacements. That's it. That's all. And not to mention his ugly design. I don't really like the design. So I guess that's all about this unit. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Press that like button if you do. And if you have friends that have him and don't know what to do about him, or just wanted to know what this unit can do, you can also share this video. And if you're new to my channel, this is a really good time to subscribe. Just press that fun button over there and join the fun train. For now, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Che!